So aside from that, you are protecting yourself by growing food. Let's see what you got. We'll end it off with We'll end it off with some lightheartedness.
First off here.
Which one of these can survive a nuclear apocalypse?
Probably none of these. But I got you a little pineapple. Okay, so like, truth be told, here the bugs got into it right there. But it's a cute little pineapple here. I would like to help you devour that. Oh, so look. Oh, I'm gonna bring my. I got you a couple things here.
I normally don't believe in fruit.
Don't believe in fruit.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't exist.
kind of like Australia. It's not there.
It's not there.
Or Antarctica. It's not there. I don't believe in anything past the southern hemisphere.
I got you star fruit, so this one's not ripe yet, but and I got you some kumquats here. So
Look at that.
All right, now these parts right here. Now I don't want you to like force to taste these. This is hot,
Yeah,
buddy.
it's peppers. What do you mean?
This is a spicy chili pepper here, spicy Thai chili pepper. So that's great for all sorts of stuff. But I wanted you to smell this. This is Cuban oregano, and this is one of my favorite spices. I got this older guy that helps me out, and
This is a sign for other swingers. You have an upside down pineapple. I'm winking at him. Wow. You ever see that?
no,
If you see an upside down pineapple somewhere, it's like swingers live here.
didn't know that.
Yeah. Pineapple is already like a thing, like a sign. Like if you got like pineapple, like if you got like a pineapple doorstep, like come on in.
Oh, okay.
So just
No, I
signal. Yeah.
didn't. Maybe.
I like showing like Illuminati signals and stuff and like
Oh, man.
pineapple just to show them like in these worlds so they don't take me out.
Well,
That's smart.
I guess so.
So okay, so you got
All right, so this is Cuban oregano. This is super hardy. You can actually propagate the whole thing from just this leaf. And there's some golden retriever hair in there. But yeah, you'll be accustomed to that. But do smell that, though. It almost smells like an exquisite cannabis. Now, I wouldn't, normally partake in that, but it's like I did my
'cause
time
that's,
in high school.
Of course, illegal in the free state of Florida. So
Legal.
legal? Illegal?
Yeah, they made a commercial way to make money on it, so it's good.
Yeah.
But anyway, what does that smell like?
It doesn't smell like a grocery store, which is cool.
Yeah.
Because I was just saying that to you, how grocery stores don't have a smell, which freaks me out.
So I came over extra early this morning, or I tried to get here extra early
That
this morning.
smells really good.
And I cut up some of that I'll put it in our eggs with some brisket, and I got you some other stuff too. For some reason, I had this thought, many, many years ago that just, tending a garden and doing all this other stuff just wasn't as much of a masculine thing. Maybe it was just because like my father never did it and my mom always was the one doing it. But, I've had a major change of heart in the fact that like there's nothing more manly than like providing for your family of stuff that you grew right then and there.
Do you think that that's part of the attack on the nuclear family is trying to make things like that are good for you seem like something you don't want to do?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Like,
I'm
it
a
was
huge.
instilled in you that like it wasn't something you should do.
Oh yeah, that's what
You
I'm saying.
shouldn't grow your own food.
Yeah, you shouldn't eat meat either, and you shouldn't
Yeah.
have butter or anything like that, and you should just have all of this, all of the
Don't
stuff
have
that
kids.
just was invented like yesterday, but all the stuff that we've, lived on for thousands of years, that doesn't work.
Well, first off, none of my ancestors lived on any of this. I tell that to Bronte all the time. She's like, you need to eat more fruit. I'm like, what do you think you think they had pineapples in Italy 2,000 years ago?
Maybe in the or maybe in Sicily, I don't know. There's a tropical part though, isn't there?
This didn't exist 2,000 years ago.
Oh, I don't know about that. But look,
You think they had that?
starfruit? Yeah, that or kumquats? Yeah, I do.
There's a
Hey,
photo.
look, this is from Italy. Here, this is a pepperoncini. All right.
That's probably not either. But there's a photo it's in Sweden, and it's a black and white photo, and it's like these guys holding a carton of bananas, and it's like the first bananas.
Yeah.
And it was like 1850.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, they were fine without it.
Oh yeah, no. And I get that. So I mean, there's many different sources to get the certain things and nutrients that you need. 100%.
Like a bag of chips, like processed,
No, yeah.
like corn kernels.
Right. Dude, so step back and you look at the aisles in any of these places, and I've had a couple conversations in this regard, in the fact that, yeah, it's basically what the food that we're being pushed is really stems from corn or soy.
Yeah.
Pretty much, you're looking at the wall of food and it's like, this is trash. That has, an oil on it. And that is something that I wanted to talk about this podcast. So we really do need to wind this down. But seed oils, yeah, man. Seed oils are
I know you
bad.
avoid seed oils as much as possible.
Bad,
for sure.
bad news. And they've made a major difference in my wife's life, as far as like chronic pain, and so on and so forth. And I mean, it can contribute to weight loss and so on and so forth. There's so many huge benefits to deleting seed oils, which are in so many things.
I'd love to see the graph on how many things in the grocery store over the years have added seed oils.
Yeah.
Where it really ramped up. It was probably like the 80s or the 90s where it just like ramped up, and then like red dye. That one's pretty good.
Yeah. Did you actually know Red 40 was made from cockroaches? And Red 40 is in like,
That makes sense.
it's in a lot of different things. So it's like I've deleted, and it has a lot to do with, attention deficit disorders and so on and so forth.
In like children, it makes them like extremely hyper.
Right. So I mean, like, I quit eating Skittles. I love Skittles. Quit eating Skittles. But it's like it requires a lot of discipline in order to do that. But I will definitely say that I feel better generally, and I mean, my gut doesn't bother me nearly as much. But what's unfortunate is again, it's like this is basically a petroleum-based byproduct that they're putting in food, and when you get away from that and you are trying to live more natural, which it's hard. It is freaking hard because you want to go get some bread, and you want to have like something that you're like, okay, I'm going to go get some pastrami. It's fresh cut and whatever. But you get the bread, but guess what? Second or third ingredient, it's like it's got vegetable oil, canola oil, soybean oil, whatever. It's like, dang, what the hell? You start to look at other stuff and you're like, oh, I heard this oat milk is good for me or whatever. And like, wait a minute, soybean oil. And then it's got this. And again, the more that you can get away from those and actually get back to the original, in natural form that is less adulterated, the better for you. But it is very, very difficult.
I watched a documentary on Netflix that just came out, and it's called Poison. It's about
Oh, yes. I saw the preview of it just the other day. I haven't seen it yet.
It's very interesting when you step back, and the whole thing is attacking, like, if you made chicken at home and, like, lettuce, like, E. coli's on all this stuff.
Yeah,
the whole thing is basically just attacking that, and then it's like, well, what's your alternative? Go buy it from someone else?
Yeah.
Or go buy pre-processed, cooked thing? Like, I was like, is that what they're trying to push? Is how, like, what is the debate here? Like, because they're basically like, you should be scared of raw chicken and lettuce. Yeah. I was like, well, what do you not want me to be scared of then? Chips in a bag? Like, do you want it to have a mascot on it that looks like he's on crystal meth? Yeah. Is that a product I should buy?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't know. I really don't know. But I mean, eating like this is more expensive. Why is it that all of the absolute junk food is so cheap, and yet all the stuff that should be less expensive is more expensive? It makes me wonder. Just makes me think about it a little bit more.
You should really, though, look at the history of fruit and see how they've changed over the last.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that.
Like 200 years ago, watermelon didn't even really exist. It just was like, it was like nothing. It wasn't sweet. It didn't have a bunch of water in it. It was like nasty. When we first came to the U.S. and the corn that we saw wasn't even anything similar to what we are eating now. And I always think, like, how were people better off then without this stuff than we are now? Because I tell my wife this all the time. She's like, no, I just ate fruit. I'm like, yeah, it's designed to just be sugar.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's fruit, but like, and it's like fruit, organic, like whatever, sugar that comes from a plant, but like it is hyper designed by corporations like Monsanto and companies that don't exist anymore to be as alluring as possible.
No, I totally get you on that. And actually, so yeah, the Monsanto thing with, so Monsanto, makes Roundup.
They don't exist anymore, technically.
Oh, well, I'm sure that there's some sort of something that's still spraying vegetables, so it's like, yeah, it's the whole GMO thing and the freaking, organic. Is it a scam? Yeah, it probably is. But at the same time, it's like, for them to spray something on something that they shouldn't, for, yeah, well, as a byproduct, it is hurting, testosterone, so there's a lot of things out there that are like crazy that are actually hurting men's testosterone. And, and it's not just that. I mean, it hurts women too. And it does, the opposite effect for them.
Yeah, I think we're in a boom of infertility. It's a very scary thing.
Yeah.
It's like a very, very strong boom of it. And like, I don't know, it's crazy. I hear more and more people like, I don't want kids. I can't have kids. And I'm like, that's a scary thought.
Yeah.
Like that's like our most innate, like human thing or any animalistic instinct is to just reproduce and die. Yeah. That is like our basic instinct. And that's like gone in a lot of people. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. But I mean, like, dude, we're getting hit from so many different angles, so it's kind of like this is a much deeper rabbit hole. But I mean, it's like, dude, there's definitely truth. Yeah, there is a lot of truth in the fact that like the stuff that is on our food is hurting our testosterone. The foods that are being pushed are not good for your testosterone. Like, I mean, vaping hurts your testosterone. I mean, beer, weed, all of these things are testosterone inhibitors. And it's like, I didn't know that years ago. And it's like, honestly, looking back on it, I would have made different choices in my life.
Well, let me ask you this. So all of this stuff, arguably the most healthy people currently in the world that people are studying are Amish communities.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. Do you think any of this right here on the table grows in Pennsylvania in an Amish community?
It certainly could. This and this definitely could. And that. This is tropical. This is tropical. That's very tropical. but I mean, and that's not to say
they don't have any medicine, of course.
Well, I mean,
they don't have. There's no cases of autism. They don't have any medicine.
Yeah, many a rabbit hole.
They don't really have much medicine, but this stuff is what I'm kind of pointing out is like.
No,
it may not be as needed as people think.
No. Okay, let me just say this.
You just need hard work. Go build a barn.
So
grow a beard.
We definitely need to wind this down. This is not my podcast, but we need to wind this down. Okay, so
you can't get out of this, Jeremy.
All right, so look here. I agree with you to some degree. And like, look, let's just take this for example. You can make the same fractal type argument that comes around that we come full circle with. Okay.
Yeah. Well, this is purified water. This is bad.
So if you have water that has no nutrients in it, where are you getting your nutrients from? If you water a plant, are you getting the nutrients from the water, or are you allowing the water to pass that as a medium through the nutrients in the soil for the plant to uptake? I would argue the latter, okay? And if we're not getting the nutrients from this, then nutrient needs to come from something like this. So yes, this has certain things in it that this does not offer. However, if you're having spring water or natural water that has magnesium, potassium, and all these other, electrolytes and elements or essential vitamins.
I add salt to my water every day.
Yeah. And I mean, really, sea salt,
yeah, that's what I add.
Is something that's worth adding because, again, it has trace minerals and so on and so forth. Yeah. Fantastic for your body. Absolutely important. There are some things that you're going to get from, fruits and vegetables that you're not going to get from meats. And dude, I'm
you're trying to sell me a timeshare right now.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. But I mean,
listen, you can own it for 1 week.
You can have brisket 5 days a week here, but for a couple of those days, have a couple of, yeah. To me, so check this out. This is just me. And if you guys are listening, you want to try this. To me, my perfect diet is spinach and brisket. It satisfies everything that I ever need and want. I feel fantastic when I eat like that. Just brisket and spinach and water. Dude, I feel great. I have all the energy. It checks all the boxes for hunger, satisfaction, salty. I don't even
leafy greens, I do agree with. I 100% agree with leafy greens, and they're also better because they grow quicker and easier. They don't take as many soil like this takes a ton of time and a ton of soil nutrients. Leafy greens do not do that.
Yeah.
And you can't the cost of things is going very high up right now. To put nutrients into the soil is not cheap.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a big issue in the next 5 years.
Yeah. And I mean, as long as you continue to recycle that, back into the earth, so it's like, I try not to waste anything. It's like I'll compost whatever, and I know that you're composting and stuff. So it's good. And that's a start. And it's like, you can use all that, it's not like it wouldn't make sense that we're just depreciating the soil and taking all the nutrients out of it. It's got to go into somewhere and then it's got to come back out somewhere. So as long as you can keep that circle going, I think.
Yeah, kind of keep the cycle going. I mean, that's why like crops though, they'll leave like they'll do every other field. Like one year they'll leave it empty, then the next year they'll use it again. Yep. And some plants, herbiculture, like I was talking about, like some plants actually add nutrients.
So what I'm saying is you need to add an outhouse right here.
I have a lot of tortoise poop.
A lot of tortoise poop.
Yeah, like large amounts, like excessive amounts. Like probably like he takes grass and or they both do, but like probably like a soda can like 4 times a day.
Soda can.
And they turn into like balls of hay. They look like when they dry out.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of.
Hence why he has no grass wears
right
right there.
Exactly.